Hello, hello, my crafty friends. It's Thursday, insanely crazy that we have gotten to the end of the week almost. I hope that you guys are all having a good day, good week. My system is being pretty slow on both ends, and my daughter borrowed my set here, or my setup here, to teach a friend how to do some math problems, which is great. Love to see that happen. But what she forgot to do was plug the phone back in, so it was dead. I had to let it charge a little bit. It is not one thing, it is another. Right? Awesome. I'm not going to worry about sharing it out. Just a reminder that we have some cuteness coming your way. Some of you guys, the kits are out in the mail for our class, the Stamp It Your Way class. Remember, we're going to make these cutie patootie little sheep, bugs, or whatever cuteness you have at your house to create with. And anybody with $100 order is going to get cute little baubles to go with everything else that you have. So don't want to miss that. I love how those look. Well, hello, Bernice. Hello, Connie. So needless to say, I mean, I'm always sort of running short of the stick or speed, but nonetheless, we managed to get enough charge in the phone to be able to have this work. This is good news, right? Great news to have that work. Here's our mini catalog that's on the loose. Extra embellishments for our kit. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, my crafty girls, crafty friends. So these kits are headed out in the mail. The first set left. Let's see how many we sent out. 8. Yep, 7, 8 of them. So that's exciting. You have a mini catalog. You have the January catalog. You have bonus coupons. You have the paper. There will be a workshop Susan and I are working on doing with this beautiful paper. I'm super excited about that. So anybody who gets this paper pack as your product of the month, there will be a workshop regarding that. Hello, Leslie. All right, so let's take a look at what I've got going on here. And we had sort of a little excitement in my, i.e. my daughter using my space, right? Everybody can like go, ah, because that's kind of what it is a ah moment here. And she didn't really think about that she needed to be kind of like not just shoving stuff around. So we'll see if I need the stamp sets or not sure what I'll need. But we have our goodie bag here of odds and ends to do. Yeah. And let's make some cards. We should be able to have a couple to give away. Trying to put this in a productive spot. Scissors. All right. Hopefully not too much stamping is required, but we'll see. All right. Here is some coloring I wanted to show you, and I don't remember if I did put another one in here to do. This is so easy to do. Now, I don't like the way my edge turned out, so I would not suggest you do that. That is normally, you know, something a lot of people are going to like, and that works just fine. I need that. I need the boho blue that I ended up having some paper, so I used boho blue. I used the Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink is retiring, guys. And then I used our new yellow duckling. I thought that worked out really well. And managed to lose my, I actually cleaned them. So let's show you this really cool way to color It does require you to make sure you have some kind of a protective mat down. And to choose some gadgets that work well, do your green last, because green can really mess up colors. It's really hard to undo. I'm going to do my yellow first. I'm going to tack this down. Now I actually have mats that I use here. Yeah. And they have like a little stickiness to them. Right? Trial and error is the name of the game. And I actually have some little cute blending brushes for doing small areas. And I do love being able to do this as opposed to whatever else I end up doing. Just putting in some little dabs of yellow in these little flowers that I did. So this is just really tiny little blending brush, and you can Google them on Amazon. And I need another small one for doing my blue. I think that might be too big. Checking to see what else I've got for these straight brushes. I might have a blending brush addiction. That'll be good for my green leaves. Yeah, I can laugh. But I could have sworn I had a smaller, and I might have had another small one, but I do not, and that's the same size, so we'll just use this. Oh, I do, it's just drying. It's out somewhere. Let's do our pink first. Hello. I know, isn't that exciting? So they're going to be gradually bringing them in though. So don't get excited for the new in colors. They're going to be coming out in an ink pad. That is the magnetic ones. I'm thrilled. Trust me. I really can't even put it into words. And then in 2027, the goal is to launch the entire line. So I think they're kind of doing a trial. Just to kind of see what we think. And they are going to be the felt. They are actually going to be very, very similar to the Close to My Heart. They actually bought the design from Close to My Heart, so I'm going to say they'll be the same. And my understanding is we're going to go back to a felt pad. And pads that I can open. Yeah. I am somewhat sad because I'm going to guess, I'm not going to guess that because I don't know if the current chemical makeup for the sponges will work in the larger ones, or not the larger ones, the magnetic ones, I don't know, on felt pads, because with the magnetic ones will definitely have the felt pad. They last longer. There's a lot of reasons to keep it. It holds more ink than a sponge pad will, so you actually buy it and it will have more ink in it. So there's a couple of economic reasons that this is a good idea. Oops, don't do that. Oh my gosh, Bernice, that's like the understatement. The fact that I will not wear this will be amazing to me. I cannot count. I was actually just really, really want a smaller one. That is not really going to work that well. Try and get as much of this yellow off as possible. I forgot to, oh gosh, for wet wipes, right? So I'm just taking the brush. I'm really afraid to do this with the larger brush for these tiny blue flowers. That's the long and short of it. So we'll just So we have a set of in colors that are going to be retiring, and they're the first ones that, you know, were around the entire time that I've been a demonstrator. Yeah, definitely glad I went this way. I get them off of Amazon. If you Google blending brushes, you will see all sorts of different options that come up. And I do really like having these smaller ones. They're great for tiny spaces, and I really like the way the blending coloring goes. It looks really neat in my humble opinion. And the way the ink goes from the brush to the paper will provide its own natural shading. So it's not all uniform. All right, I'm glad I did that. And then the next one we're going to do is our green. This is just a quick way for you guys to think about doing some coloring without having to do it. And I went a little crazy with the green on the edge there. I like the green. Whoops, this is not the one I wanted. So this is different angled and more leaf friendly, and you know, it's got that kind of oblong shape, and that's not quite an oval. I guess it is a very, very thin oval. But it allows me just to kind of sweep the color on very carefully. Green can be particularly dangerous with other colors. Get green into another color and it almost always will go brown, unless, you know, your blues and your yellows, of course, will dictate it to be just a different green, but any kind of pinks, any kind of reds, purples, you can end up with a very muddied look. And see, you can see how I can get just a little bit darker color in here and then just kind of move it back and forth, and you get it blended pretty nicely. Okay. This time, instead of doing what I did, I'm just going to do the edges like this. And I will be able to get a much finer or lighter, not so messy coloring on that edge. So here's another way to color. Here's another, yes, it's a very nice way, and you cover a lot of ground, really. I like that it's not perfect. We're not after in the line. You're not after adding water to it. You're using products that you already have. You know, you could kind of get away with this with Q-tips, but I do recommend investing in blending brushes of all sizes. When they first came out, I got really lucky, and everybody in my family got me blending brushes for Christmas. Isn't that wonderful? I have all colors. I have all sizes. I have all companies. You can see. And then I got the smaller ones, like I was sharing, you know, the kind of thin angled ones there. And then these ones that are more like a pouncing brush. I got those after realizing I needed to have the ability to do some more detailed stuff, and that the blending worked just as well doing that. Dry. All right, and then all you do is pop this baby up, because it's really perfect the way it is. You don't need to do anything special with it. You just need a few little cutie dimensionals in there. Find some extra goodies that you've got in your embellishment stash. And grab. So don't forget, yeah, the lighter edge definitely is better. I went a little crazy. And if I were doing something more masculine, I would be okay with the heavy, but I'm not doing something more masculine. I'm doing a birthday card, so somebody will get a birthday card here. Ready, set, go. And I do love this particular set of gems. These are the in colors, and this is the pink that matches this pink. So we'll go ahead and add that. A couple of little cuties on here. When I get frustrated with the numbers and my job, doing the financial plans, you know, I take a break and I come here and I do this. This is a good thing to do. I like the iridescency on these gems, and these are ones that are going to retire. I think they're close enough though to the yellows. You know, look at that. Even though it's the yellow that came out, or peach pie, or yeah, peach pie, it still is close to being able to use with the yellow duckling. You know, your greens, a little off on the greens, but like the lagoon will work with the splash. So, and they're thin. Not thin's not the right word. They're not as deep. So this is the giveaway one. Get rid of that. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. All right. How to use paper when it has a design on it. So here we go. In how to use paper, you have a design. So you're going to cut it along the edges so that you're able to just put that down. I love the black with this paper. I'm burning up this paper. I think some of you guys saw that it was like, I did these cards to teach you guys with them like ages ago, and then I forgot about them, then I found them. The paper itself is gone, but the stamp set is on last chance, and it's on sale. Who doesn't love a bargain? I do. I like a bargain. I'm going to just grab the sentiment out of Greenery Lane. Now, for some of mine, I've decided to add the dies to the envelopes. What do you guys think so far of the envelopes? Oh boy. That might be... Alright. This is not the thing you want to do with the envelopes. Well, bugger it all. I might not be doing this. Can I get to that? Nope. Okay. Don't do what I just did there, which is put the paper onto, or not realize I didn't have the backing to this. I know I have the backing. I know it's here somewhere because I couldn't figure out where it went. So we will fix that and add that to this as soon as I can. But we're not going to do that on tape. It will take too long. Thanks. Congrats. And I'm going to grab our fabulous sayings because they are fabulous. You need to remember to put this away with your top on here. This is my solution for not losing these silly things, because you can see yes, this will have some white space. It will be just fine with it. And I'm going to grab my yellows that match off of this sheet. I wish I had started soon enough to be able to get some of the boho blue. This is Misty Meadows in this stamp or this paper collection. You can do anything. And this is going to go this way. That stamp obviously is not going to work. So I'm going to grab a I'm going to just take the thank you off of here because that is quick and easy. and we have 2 cards. All I did, whoops, make sure you don't try to ink with the lid. And all I did was add the sentiment to paper that is already absolutely gorgeous. I mean, seriously, look at that paper. It is absolutely gorgeous paper. You cannot go wrong with it. And I'm going to grab my yellow. I don't know why the yellow particularly calls to me in regards to this. Yeah. And these are all going to be giveaway cards. And I'm going to save my embellishments for my white space. There's another one. You can do anything. Oh my goodness. How many of you all have dogs? 7:30, thank you very much, Bernice. So there's, I have 3 numbers. I'm just going to, gosh, you know, I have so many grand ideas that I'm going to get through in a session that doesn't work. So I wanted to show you, did I glue this down? Arg, I did. So this is taking a piece of paper and cutting out of the paper. Man, you guys see how fast my desk gets to be a mess? 2 corgis. Oh my gosh, yes. They're fluffy dogs. They have 2 layers of fur. Mine have 2 layers of fur. It is most obnoxious, I'm telling you. So this cute little comes out of the dies from that set. Now, one of the things about the dies for the Stampin' Up! Dies is that they don't just have the dies for the, oh shoot, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to put that on there. They have extra dies and everything. So if you're like me and you start to play with it and you're just like, I mean, I called them, I kid you not, the first day I decided to really play around and try and figure things out, and I had all of these stamps, extra dies, and I called and I said, I do not understand why I have all of these dies. So here is the dies from this set, and I just threw them on there, cut out the bottom part of this paper and put it onto there, and then inside. So when you have pretty pattern paper that you're not sure what it is you should do with it, this is one of those great things that you can do to just add, make a card, put it together, and send it out, and it's going to be absolutely perfect. Okay, so go ahead and put some numbers up. Chocolate Labs, and I think that you have dogs that shed too, so I find myself fighting hair in here, even though they're technically not supposed to be in here. They're in here. Okay. This card is going to take too long to do. This is a do the next time. I'm going to show you how to layer splatter on that one. Let me see. But at least we have 4 cards here that we can give away. 18. Oh. Barbara? Yes, Barbara, you're an instant winner. Good job. So you can choose which one of the 4 cards. Use the sentiment. We have happy birthday, thank you. You can do anything, and I guess the flower cutout. Okay. Connie, you have 2 numbers up. Oh, right. So, okay. Got it. Yep. Okay, these are both cards that are going to be an independent class because they take a little bit of time. So let me know. Rosemary, hi friend. So Barbara Tether, Rosemary Steele, you're an instant winner as well. Birthday. So this one is going to Barbara Tether. Great minds, absolutely. You also have, I believe, a package coming your way, Barbara. Rosemary, you are an instant winner, so you get to choose one of these 3 cards you pick. Here are the cards. And then, is there anybody else coming up? Because I know who my winner is if nobody else is coming up. Going once. Going twice. And my winner is going to be Bernice Bryan. And so Bernice, happy birthday from, oh my gosh. And Rosemary, I just need to know which one you want out of these 3, and then Bernice, yours will be a surprise. Rosemary, are you coming to on stage? Bernice has to pick. Is this the one you're talking about, Bernice? You can do anything? Message me. You have to take care of Mom. Rosemary, you have a heart of giving. You have a heart of giving, and you caretaking has been your life. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you all for joining, and we'll see you on Monday. Monday. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.